Hope you're ready for some SEC basketball because we are here in Athens, Georgia, Stegman Coliseum, as the third-ranked Florida Gators come a-calling on the Bulldogs, a rematch of a game earlier this year that Florida just dominated. Georgia hoping they can return the favor. Dave Neal alongside the shooter, Pat Bradley. The Gators have won 6 in a row. Georgia has lost 4 in a row, but there is still hope for the Bulldogs. They are struggling to get into the field. They have slipped out, but here is a golden opportunity right now for the Dogs.
All you want to do is be able to control your own destiny. They have the opportunity to do that against a number 3 Florida team.
You see where Joe Lunardi has them. They have slipped to the next 4 out. Talking to Joe earlier today, if Georgia was able to pull this upset off, they would move into the first 4 out, but it would not solidify a spot or get them into the field just yet, but certainly moves them a little bit closer with a manageable schedule. Meanwhile, if Georgia's going to play well today or have a chance to beat Florida, they're going to have maybe the best game of the year in their backcourt with Silas Demery and Blue Kane.
Yes, and Silas Demery, Blue Kane have been playing fantastic. On the other side, Walter Clayton Jr. and Elijah Martin, those are experienced guards. That's the kind of players you want to go on the road in a hostile environment against a desperate Georgia team.
This Florida club just cruising along. 24-3, 11-3 in the SEC. Coming off a 79-65 win versus LSU. Not as easy as it might have appeared in the scorebook, but still another good win for Florida. 6 straight. They have won 9 of their last 10. Meanwhile, Georgia has dropped 9 of 11. That was after they won 9 of 10. The Bulldogs will have the first opportunity to put some points on the board. Dylan James gets tied up on that low block. Inside to Newell, the freshman, with a throwdown right on top of Thomas Hawk. Martin back the other way, too strong. Chinyulu battling underneath, blocked by Newell. Starting 5 for Georgia: Blue Kane, Silas Demery, R.J. Godfrey. There is Demery, who has been playing at a super high level the last 5 games. Gators starting 5: Clayton, Martin, Will Richard, Thomas Houck, Ruben Chinyulu. Alex Condon, who's been out with an injury, expected to get some pretty good minutes today. Clayton, nowhere to go with it. Here's Houck. Houck to the basket. Newell there to disrupt his shot. Demery, step back. Got it. That's a 2.
And we've seen Georgia's offense attack within the first 5 or 10 seconds of the first 3 possessions.
Loose ball, Demery there. He'll pull up for another 3. No good. There's Newell, had his hands on it. It's going to stay with Georgia.
Dave, Georgia is a team that doesn't always have a high, fast-paced tempo, but they've been on the attack. You see Silas Demery get isolated on the top of the key. We said it in the open. Demery, Blue Kane, they've got Tyron Lawrence back from a guard position. Those guys are going to have one of the best performances of the season. I like Georgia attacking early in that offensive side of the basketball, early in the possession for Georgia.
Here's Martin, looking for some help. Finds it in Clayton. Oh, good ball fake. How pure is that shot?
What I love is how under control he was. Great ball fake. The shot fake should be used more. One dribble, under control, got his balance. That was a no-doubter right there.
Walter Clayton averaging 17 points a game, 7th best total in the conference. Dylan James wide open for 3. Dylan James, 36%. That's number 8 on the year for Dylan.
You see all the attention Asa Newell gets. He makes the proper read on that defense. And Dylan James, we watched him shoot that shot for about 10 minutes in practice today.
Houck, he'll try to line up a 3. Good box out by James. Godfrey will get it to Newell. He'll shoot for 3. He's got it.
Asa Newell has shot the ball extremely well recently, especially from the three-point line. You've got to respect that.
Chinyelu thought he was pushed. Newell grabs that rebound. Here's Blue Kane. Newell, another three. Off the mark. Good box out underneath by Martin. Richard. That's no good as Martin misfires.
Got Newell again on the top of the key.
Blue Kane. No good. Rebound. Hauk had it. Saves it to Martin. Boy, the pace is frenetic.
It's been an up-tempo game.
And there is a foul against Demery.
But I like that from Georgia because of the size, and Florida's defense is a top 10 defense this year. So try to attack if you can before they get set up, beat them down the floor. But how about Asa Newell? We've seen him make a three, get an offensive rebound, chunk dunk. 2 defensive rebounds, and he leads the break.
Both teams getting in some substitutions after. Did we have a stoppage from the opening tip?
I think that was the first one.
A lot of guys, when that whistle blew, they were all looking at the clock. Maybe we're at the under 16 timeout.
Finally had a chance to grab a sip of water.
Here's Condon. Condon, ball fake, and he's fouled. Didn't take him long to get in the action. Alex Condon, the sophomore, averaging almost 11 points a game. Missed the last 3 with an injury. Hurt versus Mississippi State in the first 30 seconds. Making his presence felt in a matter of moments here in Athens. Dogs off to a great start here at home.
There's no doubt, and they're pushing the ball in transition. You see Asa Newell right there. Great pass by Dylan James for the easy 2. Asa Newell, Georgia up 12-3.
School record for points per game at 85. This year they're 3rd, but those defensive numbers are what really have changed this team. And you mentioned the length that they have in the interior, and the guys now, with the fact that you get one of your better players in Micah Hanlockton back, who you didn't think was going to return this year. So now your post play is just is incredible when you think about the depth that they have at that spot.
Yeah, you bring in Elijah Martin, who's a big, strong, defensive-minded guy, and then you expect the guys that you brought back from last year. You got Chinyelu in here, who's obviously a great rim protector.
Well, they got to protect the perimeter the way Demery's going. Georgia's hit another 3. It is their 3rd 3 of the game. The Dogs came in averaging just 6.7 three-pointers made per game.
And you've got 2 threes from Newell and Dylan James, who are both right around 30% in conference play.
Off the mark, rebound right to Hanlockton.
That's going to be a challenge. Georgia's a good offensive rebounding team, but Florida is one of the best in the country. And when you go on the road, you know you're not going to shoot as well as you do at home, right? So one of the things you can do, get on the glass, get some easy buckets, second chance opportunities, get to the free throw line, create some turnovers.
Condon, little pick and roll game, lost the handle going up. Newell, he thought about it. Hanlockton trying to defend him, and Newell strong to the basket.
That's just a smart play again with the ball fake, just to freeze the defender.
Condon ran right into Surreal. They're going to call a foul on Santo. That'll be his 2nd. Mike White not real happy about it.
Let's see what. Oh, it's Hanlockton. He's pleading that Hanlockton pushed him into Condon.
Yeah. And he did.
He did. He did.
He did.
Now, if you're a Florida fan looking at that, you say, well, Surreal was off balance anyway. I mean, it just took a little nudge for him to run right into Alex Condon.
Condon at the free throw line, 62% on the year.
Alex Condon right there made a good decision against that aggressive Georgia defense, just backdoor cut. And he's so important for this offense. Coach Golden wants to play through his bigs. Alex Condon is the third on this team in assists. He can shoot it, he can pass it, and he's physical in the paint.
(17-6), 14:45. Opening few minutes here between the Dogs and the Gators. Absent. He just checked in, gets it to Demery. He'll fire away on another three. Oh my goodness. What in the world is going on? Silas Demery with 10 points.
Well, after his first two, Aberdeen goes under that screen, and Demery says, I'm feeling it, I'm going to take this. But that's something else Coach White talked to us about. Listen, get up a shot. We can get on the offensive glass, get a second chance opportunity. Just great interior working there by Condon. Hand locked it.
5 for Condon. He was playing really well at a high level before his injury. Blue Cane hit by Clayton on the three.
So think about this, Dave. Georgia is a team, if you're into average possession length, it's about 17 seconds before they get up a shot. They've been getting up looks here within the first 10 seconds of the shot clock. And Florida has struggled with turnover situations. And the bad things about turnovers, you don't get a shot, and it's a live ball turnover, Florida going down the other end.
Well, that was a problem the other way in Gainesville. Georgia turned it over, and it was one on none for a lot.
Right, and you don't even get a shot. So I like the aggressiveness early in the shot clock. Make or miss, you're getting a shot off. And you get on the offensive glass if you do this.
Don't forget, coming up right after us, how about the 5th-ranked Tennessee Vols heading to Baton Rouge to take on LSU from the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. That'll be coming your way 9 o'clock Eastern time. Of course, you can always catch it on the ESPN app if you're out and about on this Tuesday night. Here's Aberdeen back to Condon. Clayton looking for a little bit of room. Dumps it up to Handlockton, who's fouled on the way up. See who gets that. That'll be Blue Cane picks up the foul.
Georgia, real physical, half-court defensive team. Really well run offensively by Florida there. Tight curls, hard screens. Realize that they're going to have to play through contact and be strong with the basketball today.
Michael Handlockton, the junior out of Huntsville, North Carolina, transferred in from Marshall a couple of years ago. Just 1 point, 6 rebounds in 14 minutes against LSU in their last game, but returned just a couple of weeks ago, February 15th, after being hurt in the SEC tournament. Missed all of postseason and pretty much missed almost an entire year of basketball, but decided he wanted to be a part of this team that has some special things in front of him. Here's LeFew.
Good transition defense by Florida to jump all over LeFew, who is looking to get himself back on track from that three-point line.
Perhaps a nice bounce pass underneath, and R.J. Godfrey gets it to go down. I mean, if you had Georgia up 17 at the 13-minute mark, you're pretty much a genius.
Oh, you didn't hear me say that in the open?
No, I didn't. Ball on the deck. Handlockton gets it away and just uses his strength. He's added like 25 pounds of muscle since last year.
Yeah, he's done an excellent job of getting himself back. It's not only physically, but mentally, too.
Tyron Lawrence, who's been out the last 10 days with a hamstring injury, returns to the court and gets that one to go down.
We're familiar with Tyron Lawrence from his days at Vanderbilt, and that's what he does. He's a hard driving left-handed guard, can get into the lane and finish.
Condon wide open. Blue Kane with the rebound. That pass is intercepted. Aberdeen had it knocked out of his hands. It's going to stay with Florida.
Well, I like the idea of the advance pass. However, the cross-court advance pass, you've got to be a little careful on that. Aberdeen. Looks like Tyron Lawrence got his hand in there to poke it free.
Please welcome Max Silas Henry Jr. of the Dogs.
Georgia has 27 points right now with 12:18 to go in the first half. They scored 26 in the first half against Florida down in Gainesville and trailed 51-26 at the break.
And wasn't much different against Auburn either at the half. I think playing at home and playing with more up-tempo has paid off and benefited to Georgia early.
There's a foul.
Foul directed toward Florida.
It's Aberdeen.
When you look at how Dylan James catch and shoot from the three, right? That confidence. Blue Kane shoot from a three, gets fouled, gets to the free throw line, and Silas Demery looks about as confident as anyone we've seen shooting the basketball right now.
Entry pass to Godfrey, just muscles it past Martin. This is crazy.
And Georgia's done it multiple ways, not only shooting the three, great interior passing, physical in the paint.
Dogs have hit 11 of their first 14 shots. Florida 3 of 12. Martin trying to find a little bit of room. They get it to Hauk, who spits it to Aberdeen. He's in traffic. Abson blocks it. Tie up. Arrow will keep it with the Gators. But a timeout on the floor. This is crazy. Sustain it against this Florida team. From an offensive standpoint, Florida hasn't had many bad nights this year.
Right. Well, they can beat you so many ways, right? We've talked about they go over 9 threes per game in conference. Top 10 offensive rebounded team, so if they miss it, they go and get it. And they don't beat themselves, right? They take care of the basketball, so they're always going to be able to at least get some kind of a good look at it. Not so much right there, but you had to get it up. 2 seconds, 2.2 on the shot clock.
Over to Aberdeen, surrounded by a couple of big boys in James and Newell. That's the third Gator turnover.
But the Dogs came out ready and firing.
Newell saves that from being taken away by Martin. Here's Dylan. Trying to back down Martin. Martin not giving him any room.
He isn't.
Boy, that is some kind of defense. James left it short. Ginnulu with a rebound.
That's it. Elijah Martin strong enough to be able to match up against a 6'9" Dylan James, and you could not move him.
Hauk inside on Newell. Demery back the other way. Aberdeen bumps into him. That'll be the second on Aberdeen.
So I have Florida at 2 for 7 right now on layups and dunks. And it just, that tells me, you know, they're getting inside. They're turning down some threes. Hauk did right there, coming off a 2 for 2 game against LSU. But Georgia's challenging at the rim.
Dakota LeFew. Back to Demery. Urban Klabzar into the game for the Gators. The sophomore out of Slovenia.
Tough pass.
Newell can't handle the low pass. Ginnulu.
Klabzar's been shooting it really well. Coach Golden's hoping somebody can find the bottom of the net.
Ginnulu battling hard, count it. Boy, he boxed out a couple of Georgia Bulldogs.
We talked about him in the open, and this is what he does best. his physicality and athleticism under the rim. He has a double-double against LSU. Didn't make a shot outside of the SEC logo, but doesn't have to.
Shooting 1.
He will head to the free throw line for one shot. Chinyelu, 58% on the line. In the first meeting with Georgia, just 1.6 rebound, played 23 minutes. But as you mentioned, coming off that 19.13 rebound night against LSU, had 8 of 14 from the field. And his 7 offensive rebounds in that game were a season high as he converts the traditional three-point play.
Yeah, think about that, right? That's 7 more opportunities. And we know how many times you get offensive rebound and kick back for a 3.
LeFew takes it himself and got it to go. Out off to Clayton. Walter 1 for 2. Stolen away by Demery. He is fouled in the paint.
Walter Clayton Jr. is asking for a foul on that. I can tell you how frustrating it is when you try to make that pass. Maybe you get hit, maybe you don't. But again, Silas Demery, strong, physical kid. Glad to see him just attack the defense.
Demery with 10 points, 82% at the free throw line, 100 for 121 on the year. And he is really coming to his own as a sophomore. And really, talking to Mike White about it, he and Blue Kane, both sophomores, just kind of developed some confidence here in the midway through this season. And they just play like guys that aren't enamored by environments anymore. They're just here to play some basketball.
Yeah, you know what? I really think you got those 2 guys and Dylan James that are sophomore, and I really think they grew at the end of last season as freshmen. They got some minutes, went to the NIT, got some extra games. So they came back this year with a lot of experience, more than many freshmen have.
Chinyelu.
I'd say they're almost like juniors now with the amount of games they played as freshmen.
Newell. What a big collision. And Asa Newell fired up.
Hey, all right, fired up.
Chinyelu picks up his first foul. That'll go as Florida's 5th turnover.
He's got the, what do they call them, the Spike gang behind us with the students and with us. The Spike Squad. Sorry about that. Look at them going wild. One guy has his fire chief helmet on. Did you see that guy?
We're protected.
Very safe with the chief around. Chief of the
Spike Squad.
Spike Squad chief. There you go.
Here's
I'll
Blue
get it
Kane.
right.
Won't go. Tapped around and in by Abson.
Abson played really well against Auburn. Played some really good minutes.
Condon. And that'll be a reach-in foul on Dakota LeFew. That'll be his first. That'll be the 6th team foul. Georgia's lead is 21 points. The Gators are 4 of 15 from the field.
And everybody Mike White's put in this game has contributed. Whether it's LeFew, you see right there, Abson.
Clayton, that's off the mark. I think he missed everything.
Abson did a good job initially of running him off that spot for that quick 3-point shot and then gave him some room. We've seen Walter Clayton Jr. make that shot for a couple of seasons now.
This Georgia team certainly doesn't look like a group that's lost 9 of 11 and 4 straight. Blue Kane takes it inside. Nice pass to Condon, and he traveled with it. What in the world is going on?
I think you get the combination of Georgia and their extreme confidence going into this game. Credit Mike White and his staff for getting them ready. But they defensively have been excellent. They have made very few mistakes on the defensive end, running guys off the three-point line, physicality in the paint, and they're attacking this Florida 1-2-2-3-quarter court press.
Tyron Lawrence checks back in. Florida's had 4 straight empty trips, 3 turnovers, and missed a shot. Meanwhile, Silas Demery just going off. 14 first half points. There is a big-time 3 from Will Richard. Bulldogs will burn a timeout. 39-16. Silas Demery doing Silas Demery type things.
Go under the screen. He's going to make you pay, Dave Neal. Attacking not only from the three-point line, Blue Kane himself attacking the basket, but I think that high ball screen has paid dividends for Georgia, whether it's Demery, defense going underneath that screen, he's rising up over it, but also it's a few times you've seen him stretch that defense out and kick it back to Asa Newell for a 3. It's really good decision making by your point guard. Same again there. Not enough space. Good job by Houck to get back on Newell.
Here's Demery working on Martin. A little too strong. Tapped around. Newell kept it alive. Blue Kane now at the free throw line. He rattles that one home.
So Asa Newell, offensive rebound and assist on that play, right? Come on, you got to give it to him.
I'll give it to him.
3 offensive rebounds a game for Asa Newell.
Condon kicks it. Nice ball fake. That's off the mark. Will Richard had a great look at it.
Stretch that out.
That cross-court pass just isn't going to work.
Well, Walter Clayton Jr. Good job of baiting him into that pass, just hedging out to Asa Newell at the top of the key, and Blue Kane anticipated something that wasn't there.
Martin trying to defend Demery. Back to Newell. Blue Kane guarded by Clayton. 10 on the shot clock. Asa. 4 on the shot clock. Tyron Lawrence trying to find a little bit of room. He lost the handle. Condon to Richard now. Here's Condon. Corner 3, too strong. Houck with the offensive rebound and the lay-in.
Well, if you're Florida, the 2 ways we can get back in this game is turn Georgia over, who had 18 in their previous game against Florida. Lead the SEC in turnovers per game, so that's an offensive glass. Be strong with the basketball if you're Georgia.
And a pushing foul on Houck, who was playing good defense right up until the very end of that possession.
And 4th most, about 13 a game for Georgia. And you're taking care of basketball well. You've done a good job decision making. But I would say, you're going to take some chances, but just make the smart pass, right? We've seen some of the turnovers that resulted in Florida buckets really trying to do a little bit too much. Sometimes it's make the safe pass and trust your offense.
Oh, boy, Demery just hit the deck. Gators back the other way. Clayton. Richard back to Clayton. Too strong. Rebound to Blue Kane. Off to Lawrence. Left it short, but fouled in the process, and Todd Golden is losing his mind over there. He can't believe it. He thought it was a clean play.
Let's see here if Tyron Lawrence just mistimed this. or if there was a smack on the elbow.
Lawrence to the line for the Dogs.
Well, they are all over there. Can't believe
2.
that that was a foul. Lawrence will take it.
Yes, he will take it. And that's a... I mean, 99 out of 100 times, Tyron Lawrence is a fantastic athlete. He's finishing that on the break.
This is our final SEC Network women's basketball tripleheader of the regular season, and positioning for the conference tournament certainly at stake. 11th ranked Lady Vols host Georgia Sunday at noon Eastern. The number 1 Texas, hottest team in the country, hosts Florida. We cap the afternoon. Number 7 LSU hosting Ole Miss at the PMAC in Baton Rouge to wrap things up, and then it's off to the SEC women's basketball tournament. Batted around, right to Blue Kane. He lays it up and in. Richard back the other way in a hurry. He slams it home. Oh my goodness. Whew.
The sea parted for Will Richard. He took advantage of it. He said, Georgia's protecting the rim. Let's see if they can get up as high as I can.
Richard in and out. Hand locked and keeps it alive. Back to Richard. Try it again. Got it this time. Still a 20-point movement screen against Georgia. Will give it back to Florida. 20-point lead for the Dogs. The least. Dogs have never trailed in this game. They opened up on a 6-0 run. Biggest lead's been 26 at 39-13.
Well, to Ron Slay's point, Florida in the half-court offense in the last couple of possessions has played that high ball screen much better. Coming out on Silas Demery, not allowing him to get that shot off. He's made 2 threes when they tried to go under. Weak side help for Florida has been really good. Now, Georgia has been able to get up in transition on steals and offensive rebounds.
Will Richard with another 3. That's his 3rd 3 of the game. Lawrence will bring it up on Clayton. Demery taking a much-deserved break for a few moments. Newell. Kane had it taken away by hand, locked it. Up ahead to Richard. He'll take it strong to the basket, fouled by Newell.
If you're Georgia, just settle down, settle down. You've got to make good decisions. And this is just forcing a basketball in that turnover where your guy just clearly wasn't open. Then Will Richard is feeling it. He's athletic enough to challenge Asa Newell.
Will Richard to the line for the Gators.
3 threes.
2 shots.
You were waiting for one of these veteran backcourt guys from Florida to make an impact.
Misses that one. Richard had 16 in the first meeting against Georgia. He had 4 of 8 from behind the arc. Our Friday gymnastics doubleheader right here on the SEC Network and ESPN app. Number 6 Florida will host 8th-ranked Missouri at 6 Eastern. And 17th-ranked Alabama takes on 16th-ranked Arkansas at Bud Walton Arena. That one coming your way from Fayetteville. Should be another great night of SEC gymnastics. Demery back on the floor, along with Lawrence, Asa Newell, LeFew, and R.J. Godfrey. There's Clayton, Martin, Richard, Houck, and hand-locked him for the Gators. Newell won't go, hand-locked him with that rebound. That is just a big body underneath. It's 7-1 from hand-locked. Now you're starting to see some of that Florida offense. Elijah Martin, a 35% three-point shooter, buries that one.
And it's been Florida's defense on a 10-0 run now that's been impressive in this half court again, forcing a pass to a guy that's basically fallen down. That's not a bad pass there to the cut and LeFew. He's taking advantage of the aggressive defense. But Dave, we talked about the turnover situation. Florida, their 9th turnover. Remember, they had 18 in their first match. Georgia with their 9th turnover. Those are the things that you allow your opponent to get back in the game. is Georgia's zone that Coach White doesn't play a lot of.
Richard, good ball fake, got himself open for a clean look. Newell that rebound. Asa with 5 rebounds and 7 points here in the first half. Approaching 2 minutes to go. Lawrence back to Newell. Another 3 on the way, and he buries that one. Asa Newell's second 3.
That's a great catch and shoot by Asa Newell. Houck has done a good job of getting back to Newell after that screen. Gave away too much room.
Took it right to Newell. Demery. Lawrence for 3. He's got it. Shot clock in single digits. Clayton bobbled it on the way up, lost it, and a foul count. LeFew had it in his hands and just gave it right to Florida. Now they have a 3-point opportunity coming up.
Florida's fighting, especially in the lane. They get into the rim, not finishing, getting it on the offensive glass. And Georgia's been able to score in the last 4 minutes based off of the transition, whether it's a long rebound, they get out and run, a steal.
Martin and Lawrence been getting to know each other a little bit here the last few minutes. They have been talking to each other quite a bit. Richard at the free throw line. He converts the 3-point play, and he is up to 17 here in the first half.
It's Georgia basketball.
1:15 to go before the break. .51 first half points for Georgia. 51, that's what Florida put on them in Gainesville. Taken away by Houck.
1 minute remaining.
Ten turnovers for Georgia in the first half. It'll stay with Florida.
Florida will maintain possession.
I think that's what makes it even a crazier 16-point lead, is the fact that Georgia's turned it over 10 times.
They really haven't turned it over, I think, maybe once in a true transition situation. I thought their tempo has been really fast today. It's just been trying to force the ball on the block or where it doesn't need to be in the half court.
They leave Houck wide open off the front of the rim. Boy, Will Richard is playing some inspired basketball. Couldn't hold on to that, but man, he is flying all over the court here in the first half.
Yeah, he is. Oh, yep, got his toe on the line.
There's about 6 seconds separating the two clocks. Godfrey. Out on that Georgia logo, waiting to set the screen for Demery. Shot clock down to 7. Demery, little fall away, and that won't go. 8 seconds, a chance here for Florida to end on a positive note. And they got it to the right guy. Richard, ball fake, lets it go, and that one is short, and that'll be it for the first half. A 51-point, 20-minute period for the Bulldogs. They lead it by 16. Man, didn't see this one coming. I don't know. He had 17 points. The rest of the team had 18 points.
Georgia's defense was flying around. They were physical, great communication. They were running Florida's three-point shooters off the line. Just make them move their feet a little bit. The result, Florida 29% from the three-point line.
Georgia's issue, though, 10 turnovers in that first half. 11 of Florida's last 19 points came off of those Georgia turnovers.
Well, you look at off of turnovers like you mentioned, and then second chance opportunities, got 11 for Florida.
Asa Newell working extremely hard. We're talking to Mike White about his freshman. Remember, we keep forgetting Asa Newell is a freshman. I mean, count the basket. A foul, obviously, against Houck. And they'll go back and take another look at that goaltending, but the call on the floor is goaltending. There's the ball up in the cylinder.
Was it high enough? It looked like it was going to continue. You probably never had to call a goaltending in your intramural refereeing days.
No.
You're all over that. I mean, listen, you're at the top of your game right now. You excited? Your son, player of the
pitcher of the week.
Pitcher of the week in his conference.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Freshman, college, worked out pretty good. Good day for old Sam.
Good day for the Neal family.
You know, like father, like son. That's what they say.
That's exactly right.
Asa Newell, speaking of freshmen, we were talking about Mike White, his comments about Asa. He says from the day he got on campus, he has not changed. His work ethic, his attitude, demeanor, being a great teammate, all of that has been the same every day he shows up.
And he's got that great combination of he's got great motor and he's an explosive athlete with a soft touch around the rim and from the three-point line.
Dump down underneath. Will Richard. Don't want to let him get free.
No, well, they overplay him, obviously. Will Richard was the really only offensive threat for Florida in that first half, so they're going to be ultra aggressive with him.
Godfrey gets it to Demery. Newell comes off a screen. He'll fire for three. That won't go. Clayton there for the rebound. Oh, what a screen from Chinulu. Just bullied Demery at the top of the key. Foul on Godfrey. Oh.
He took that shot. Good job by Chinulu, though. A lot of times you'll see a moving screen called on that type of play. Florida, good defensive possession. That last time, they look a little bit quicker in their half-court offense the last 5 minutes of the second half.
Let me tell you the kind of game it's been for Clayton at this point. He had made 17 straight free throws until that miss. 1 of 7 from the field for Clayton here in the first half in 1 minute and 6 seconds.
And you waited until the miss to bring that up. Yeah. That's very respectful of you.
The only reason was because you were talking, so you saved me, the announcer, to appreciate it. Demery. Now it's Newell. They leave him wide open. Air ball. But a foul underneath. A push against Florida. Who's going to get whistled for that one? Is that Chinulu? Yeah, he picked up. That'll be his second. Chinulu at 6'10", 260 pounds, a sophomore transferred in from Washington State. Newell. Back to Demery. Demery with those 14 first half points, 3 threes. Got the switch with Chinulu on him. He'll pull up for 3 and gets it to go. That is number 4 for Silas Demery.
In his previous 3, he's had a little bit of space. That time he was able to create just enough, not as much space against the bigger defender, Chinulu. Same play.
And again, Richard converts.
Same result.
How's he getting free underneath?
Well, they're running that action on the opposite side where Will Richards could come off that screen to the top. You overplay that. He read it perfect. And credit Houck, too, for being able to slide that pass in there.
Taken away by guess who? Will Richard. Clayton, he'll lay it up and in. Lead is down to 13. It was as many as 26 in the first half, 39-13. Kane inside to Absent. He lays it in and is fouled.
I like that attack by Blue Cane. Blue Cane's a really good athlete, excellent athlete. There was no hesitation. Catch, attack that baseline.
So Absent averaging just 2.5 points a game, couple of rebounds, did not play for just a few minutes in Georgia's last game. Absent 57% at the line. Georgia coming off that 82-70 loss to Auburn.
Here's the third zone possession.
Will Richard, my gosh, he is unstoppable. 23 points, make it 24 points for Will Richard. His 7th 20-plus point game this year. Shot clock down to 7. Newell splits a couple of defenders to the basket, left it short, and a foul on Howe. That'll be his third.
Thomas Houck getting back there. Asa Newell able to just split Chinaloo and Houck. Well, credit Thomas Houck, man. He's having to jump out on Silas Demery on that ball screen, then hustle back to get to Asa Newell.
Asa Newell will represent the Dogs at the line. Shooting 2.
Asa Newell back to the free throw line, 76% on the year. 1 out of 2 tonight. He's got 11 and 6 with a couple of assists. 4-time SEC Freshman of the Week. Last 2 games, though, he has been on pretty much a tear for this Georgia team. He had 23 and 10 versus Missouri, and then 20 and 5 against Auburn.
And with good decision making too, you can run your offense through him, give him the ball top of the key, and he's a threat to shoot it, put it on the floor, or make the right pass. Florida knew that at some point Georgia was going to throw a little zone at him.
Good rebound by Condon, kicks it back out. Richard can't get it to go. A little 2-on-1 run out. Tyron Lawrence takes it himself, is bumped, lost the handle. He'll head to the free throw line.
From Florida, Ruben Chinaloo. That's Chinaloo's third.
Tyron Lawrence looking for that contact, and he gets it. Just peeking over his left shoulder.
Kind of got bailed out there. He was losing the basketball out of bounds.
A little bit. I really thought that Chinaloo would just maybe contest it, but certainly try to get away from the body-to-body action.
Hey, Sunday night at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, right here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. We'll have a 3.5-hour recap of next weekend's SEC Indoor Track and Field Championships. Who's going to knock off Arkansas? They have both the championships from last year on the men's and women's side. That's coming your way Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central. Tyron Lawrence, the Vanderbilt transfer, knocks that free throw home. Well, you look over at Florida's numbers. Will Richard with 24. The next closest point producer for Florida is Clayton Jr. with 6.
Will Richard on the move, had him in the corner.
Good looking shot from Martin. He knocks it home. He's up to 6 now, his second 3.
That was a big shot for him. Had Will Richard on the skip, decided to just step into it. Good decision.
Tyron Lawrence for 3. He's got it. Lawrence has 2 threes.
Dylan James with a good screen on that baseline. Will Richard couldn't get around him, created an open 3.
Georgia with 9 3-pointers in this game. Absent had it, lost it. Chinyalu tried to save it, can't do it. It'll belong to Georgia. It's a crazy night in Stegman. 64-48, Dogs out in front. Timeout on the floor.
Half, and he's gone from understanding. You love to see a player be able to read what the defense is giving you throughout this game. He was catch and shoot in the first half. Now he's taking it downhill.
Gators give up 66 points a game. That's third best in this conference. And Georgia's sitting here with 64 with 15 minutes to play. Absent, nowhere to go. Shot clock hits 10. Condon trying to defend Lawrence and does a nice job. Hand-locked and picks it off on the short shot. Will Richard inside, and that'll be a foul on Absent.
Alex Condon, not only does he defend Tyron Lawrence, right, a guard who's known to get by you for a nice little mid-range jump shot, but he sprinted. I'm talking, he got knees high all the way down under the rim. Nice sail off. That created that opportunity for Florida.
And locked it, gets it back to Condon. Now Clayton, he's got 6 points.
Got the mismatch again on Condon.
Aberdeen, guarded by James. Now they'll switch it off. Absent on Aberdeen. Little up and under move, too strong. Hand locked and tied up with James, and they're going to say a tie-up. Arrow will keep it with the Gators. Courtney Green calling over both of his officiating partners. Jeff Hartness and, of course, the veteran Pat Adams. Godfrey will check in for James. 7 on the shot clock. 7-1 hand locked him. Off to Clayton. And the few just went right at him and bumped him on the shot with 1.2 seconds on the shot clock.
That's just a smart move. You know what they say right here. Watch that little ball fake. And he says, "Come into my web." Sent the spider to the fly. Smart basketball. There is an art to understanding how to get fouled and get to the free throw line.
Clayton, an 87% career free throw shooter. That's the second best number in the history of Florida basketball, and he's missed 2 already tonight. Again, it made 17 straight until his first attempt tonight. He missed that one. He's 1 for 3 at the line. 6 points total. Now I'll give him 7. Demery with 17 points. Gets it to LeFew. Lawrence, he has a couple of threes. Demery being hounded by Aberdeen. R.J. Godfrey working on hand locked it.
This is a shot right here, a little right hook.
Set him up for it, couldn't convert. A crossover back to Condon, wide open for 3, too strong. Lawrence in traffic. Gets it to Demery. Shot clock at 10. They got a mismatch over there. Lawrence and hand locked it. Boy, blocked by Condon.
Look at him run. Reward the big fella.
He's posting up. Aberdeen to the basket. Won't go. There's hand locked in. Got his own miss and sticks it back in.
Now, is that Florida basketball from one end to the other that we've seen this year? Amongst the trees, you can't finish. The bigs run, attack, get on the offensive glass.
LeFew, little floater, got it. 15-point game, 12:50 to play. The Dogs in a desperate situation. They've lost 4 in a row. They are on the next 4 out list. And there's a reach-in foul on Demery. So Will Richard back to the free throw line. Misses that one. This is how big a deal it is for Georgia. They have fallen into that next 4 out category. And talking with Joe Lenardi today, if Georgia were able to hold on for this, they wouldn't be in the field, but they would be certainly in the first 4 out, and where they land in that still to be determined. But it would be a substantial move for Georgia with some winnable games in front of them. They've had an unbelievable schedule. This is Georgia's 28th game of the season, and 14 of their 28 games have been against top 25 teams.
And like you said, you win this game, you still have opportunities to close out your regular season. We always talk about winning your end and the ability to control your own destiny. Georgia has that.
And 8 of those 14 were against top 10 teams. Surreal, I think, was expecting the contact. It wasn't as much as he thought, just lost the handle. Houck sets the screen, back to Houck. Here's Condon. Now Martin dumps it inside. Condon, little jump hook. And the follow by Houck. Where did he come from?
I mean, Handlockton comes out of the game. Houck goes in. And you see on that possession, Florida running their offense through their big guys. And well, you get Alex Condon, right, has the ball right there at the SEC logo. So you have 2 of Georgia's bigs, Newell and Surreal. Condon takes up so much attention, allows Houck to get in there for offensive rebound.
Foul on Newell. That'll be his second. .12 game. They're just inching closer and closer. Taken away. They'll get a lot closer if he can convert this. Clayton does. It's a 10-point game.
Yeah, Florida has amped up defensively, half court, a lot more aggressive to end the first half and then throughout this second half. Georgia has to be strong, create a space. So a play like that, right? You've got to value away those victories. You'd imagine it's probably going to be more this year than maybe in years past.
There's Texas still hanging in there, and last 4 in Arkansas. They've made a nice push. Now, this Georgia team will have a chance as they will face Texas on March 1st this Saturday.
They play Texas, who's on the bubble. Arkansas plays Texas, who's on the bubble.
Off to Mark Clayton, the rebound. Long outlet up ahead to Houck. Gets it to Martin, flying into the rim. He's fouled on the way up. That'll get us to against the #1 team in the country. They hung around for a while, had a chance to have it as a 1-possession, 2-possession game.
5-point game with 2 minutes to go against Auburn. You know, it's now that's on the road, and Auburn able to close it out, making free throws.
So Martin to the free throw line. Elijah 73%, 16th in the conference in scoring at 15 points a game. And he can't get that one to go. The Gators at the free throw line. This is staggering for them, 9 of 18. This is our final SEC Network's women's basketball triple header of the regular season. In position for the conference tournament at stake. 11th ranked Lady Vols host Georgia Sunday at noon Eastern. The #1 Texas hosts Florida. cap it off with 7th-ranked LSU hosting Ole Miss for the PMAC in Baton Rouge. Florida 4 of 9 in the second half from the free throw line.
First half, we saw Georgia attacking this three-quarter press from Florida. They like to take their time, run a little clock here.
Absent at the free throw line, little ball fake up and under, and not so sure that's the shot Georgia wanted.
Probably not. He's well played by Florida, though. Thinking that we're going to give that up, if anything.
Absent grabs that rebound. Little circus shot from Clayton would not go. Demery's been quiet here offensively in the second half. Bounce pass to Absent. To a cutting Godfrey, he throws it down. Nice pass from Justin Absent. Clayton, long three. Off the rim a couple of times, and a foul against Absent. That'll be his. They're going to give it to Godfrey. RJ, sorry. That'll go against Godfrey. As he just squares up in the chest.
Hand-to-hand combat with Alex Condon.
So Condon has a 1-and-1.
Alex Condon defines the Gators 1-1.
Condon 62% at the line. He missed it. Goodness gracious. Gators now 50% at the free throw line. Oh, big screen by Absent. Trying to get it to Godfrey down on that low block. It'll stay with Georgia.
Yeah, Absent's just some good vision when he catches it there. I'm one of his teammates. When he catches it, I'm cutting, I'm moving, I'm trying to create an open passing lane because he'll get it to you.
Here's Blue Kane. LeFew. LeFew, little step back. Got it. 6 for LeFew.
And he stepped up from the offensive end today. They've been looking for that, and he's delivered.
Howe on Godfrey. Knocked out of bounds. No, saved by Clayton. Clavzar. Back to Clayton. And a shot clock violation. Clayton had a shot, I thought, in the corner and passed it up.
They had a couple. Clavzar had an open look stepping into it. Great job by Georgia's defense. Just flying around. Getting a hand up on the three-point shot.
Another big screen by Absent. Well, we've seen some very manly screens today, to say the least.
Brick wall screens.
Oh, Demery lost it, and who's it going to stay with? It'll be with the Bulldogs. 13 on the shot clock.
On the shot clock for the Dogs.
Sort of miscommunication there with Demery and LeFew.
Into Godfrey. He'll go up strong, won't go. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Florida basketball.
And the call on the court is Florida basketball.
Boy, Condon took it. Did he get one across the chops?
Looks like he is holding his head.
Yeah, he's got some blood. Some mouth coming out of his mouth. He got popped pretty good. Condon just coming back after missing 3 games.
Yeah, it's been a very physical game, especially under the basket.
The previous play is under review.
There's one thing we know about hoops, man. It's a lot of elbows, shoulders. Looks like right there, the left forearm / elbow of Godfrey.
I don't think there's any purpose in that.
No, and you know, you look at, okay, is he trying to clear space? Is he trying to use that elbow to clear space? It seems like it was just
After
incidental.
the review, there's incidental contact. Incidental contact is going to be wiped off.
Team up! Go back to the table!
You know, Khan did not necessarily think that was just incidental, but
Right.
that is the ruling.
And that's what you're going to get, especially a big guy that's as physical as Condon and as physical as this game is.
Following the review, Florida will have control of the basketball.
I think Condon's certainly a little upset with the end of that play. Oof.
Well, injury is every athlete's worst nightmare, and he's just come back from one, and you get popped like that having to come out of the game, that's the last thing he wants to do.
Babzar, deep three.
And that's what Coach Golden wants him to do when he comes in the game, especially against that zone defense. Don't hesitate.
39% three-point shooter for the youngster. Got that one to go. Here's Godfrey, lost the handle. Blue Kane.
Ooh, that's a tough trap right there.
Absent. Getting a bunch of minutes here in the second half for Georgia. Nice pass. LeFew to Godfrey. He's fouled on the way up. Well, Absent has really been sharp with his passes.
Yeah, Absent's been really good. Dribbles towards LeFew. LeFew makes the correct decision. Again, take advantage of the over-aggressive Florida defense. Just cut. Great interior passing, too, by Georgia.
Absent getting the minutes that normally Santo Surreal gets, but we haven't seen a whole lot of Surreal here tonight.
Absent's done a good job of being that facilitator on offense.
Don't forget, coming up after this one, get a chance to see the 5th-ranked team in America, the Tennessee Volunteers. They'll be at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center taking on LSU. That one in Baton Rouge coming up when we are finished here. Long way to go, though. 8:10 to play. And what is a 12-point Georgia lead? 8 now for Godfrey. Walter Clayton Jr. with 9 points, 3 of 11 from the field. Here's Howe working on Absent. Scoop shot won't go. There's a 7-1 hand locked. And boy, if you're a Gator fan, it's nice to see him back on the floor.
It is good, and he has been a terror on that offensive glass. Just taking advantage of his size and strength. And you mentioned how much muscle he's put on since last season. It's paying off.
Lawrence. Yeah. That'll be our under 8 media timeout. Georgia up by 10, 7:34 with 17 points, but really quiet here in the second half offensively. Will Richard 1 point away from a season high. Gators trailed by 16 at the break, 26 in the first half. They've cut it to single digits a couple of times here in the second half. That one is short, right into the hands of Howe. Off to Clayton. Howe. Asa Newell sticks his hand in there. Scrum for the basketball. Martin now. Richard. That guy's just a machine. A machine tonight. Remember, he was scoreless in his last game.
That is a tough shot. Now he's going to his left, so for a right-handed shooter, you can get on balance a little bit quicker and a little better than going to your right hand. Had to shoot it over Asa Newell.
27 for Will Richard. So Clayton Jr. picks up his third. And a 1-and-1 situation for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and these are the things that Georgia, to be able to carry this out and finish off this last 650, you need to be good from the free throw line. And Georgia need to take care of the basketball to close it out.
So LeFew, 75%. Transfer from Mount St. Mary's gets that one to roll home. He had 6 points in that first meeting with Florida. Last two games, though, really been struggling. Was 0 for 4 with no points against Missouri, then 0 for 4 and 0 points against Auburn. LeFew, though, with 8 tonight. Martin. Howe. Back to Richard. Shot clock at 4. Richard sees it, fires away, and the guy just doesn't miss. This is some kind of performance. Timeout, Florida. Will Richard up to 30 on 5 3-pointers. He's hit 11 of 15 overall, and he is single-handedly carrying the Gators.
So as impressive as his previous jump shot was, Dylan James right in his hand. How about the one dribble, step back? Right here, look at that. Get on balance, great extension and follow through. I mean, what else do you do if you're Dylan James? I mean, you're right there. Got his hand in his face. That's just a guy that is feeling it.
Dylan James, you saw his reaction, like, what do I need to do? This guy's, you know, it's one of those games. 30 of the 67 points for Florida from the hands of Will Richard. A career-high 30 tonight.
And to think they're sitting there 7 down now. Obviously plenty of time on the clock. Being down 26 in the first half, and it's been chipping away. Turnovers, points off turnovers, getting out in transition, getting the offensive glass.
Gators now shooting 43% overall, 52% here in the second half. Meanwhile, Georgia shot 68% in the first half. They have dropped to 40% in the second half. All told, still shooting a great number at 58%.
Sure, and I really thought it's been Florida's half-court defense. The last 5 minutes of the first half and throughout this second half made things a lot more difficult for Georgia.
Florida has hit their last 3 shots. Meanwhile, Georgia, no field goals in the last 3.5 minutes, and that drought ends with Silas Demery.
And that's how Demery started off this game, being aggressive in early offense. Paid off once again.
At 14 in the first half, 5 here in the second half. Offensive foul. Todd Golden again, can't believe it.
You see LeFew doing everything he can to prevent Will Richard from coming off that screen. Just blew it up. Coach Golden doesn't like it. But thousands of people here in Athens like it.
He just said, what's going on in here, but added a word into that.
Yes, yes. He's got a big vocabulary. He's not just going to give you the simple phrase.
Here's LeFew. Just threw it up. He was thinking Absent was going to go get it. Absent thought he was going to shoot it.
That's a tough shot, that floater over that defense.
Martin blocked by Absent and just rips it away from him. And then a foul on Chinulu. And that'll be number 5. If that's Rubin, it is.
The incredible timing of just Absent on this was impressive. It almost like he leaves the floor exactly when Martin does. Got his palm on the basketball. Another great thing, he's able to control that. He blocks it, controls the basketball.
Abson, just 5 points, but he has 5 assists tonight.
I'm telling you, man, he's got great vision. Just put him on that block of the free throw line and cut and move around him.
Misses the free throw. Wasted opportunity for the Dogs there. Gators get it back, but they do lose Chinyelu for the last 5.5 minutes.
And if there's one team who could
handle a post loss,
it's Florida. Although Condon's out too now.
Loose ball. Tyron Lawrence in the open floor. He'll lay it up and in. Condon for 3. Too strong. Lawrence had it and maintains possession. 4:42 to go.
At least it's good to see Condon back and aggressive.
LeFew. Around to Demery. Dump it inside to Newell. Oh, mismatch with Clayton on him, and Clayton pokes it away. Here's Richard. Well, Silas Demery can play some defense
He
now.
just jumped on that right hand.
Georgia by 11. Demery lost it. It'll belong to Florida. That'll get us to now some way. They have lost 9 of their last 11 and 4 in a row. And there is Kirby Smart. He sensed there might be some magic in the air.
He comes to a lot of games. I always enjoy seeing.
Well, his wife, the former Mary Beth Lysette, was a heck of a player for Andy Landers here for the Lady Dogs back in the day.
I wonder if he, well, he was here at school at the same time.
Yeah. Does Florida have one last major push in them here? They cut this thing down to 7 just a couple of minutes ago. Corner 3 off the back of the rim. Another 3 on the way. This one's good.
Well, there's your answer right there. You knew Walter Clayton Jr. was going to find a way to get one off and in on a second chance opportunity again.
He's up to a dozen. Not been a great shooting night for Walter. It's the quietest this building has been all night. Here's Lawrence. That is a deep 3. And a foul on the Bulldog. That's going to be against Godfrey. That'll be his 4th. Abson about to check back in for the Bulldogs.
You're right, that was a deep 3, maybe too early in the clock by Lawrence. You get that just about any time you want. You've had success going through Newell and Abson, letting them work on the interior.
Florida 4 of 10 at the line in the second half. Overall, 10 of 20. Condon calmly knocks that one down. The sophomore out of Perth, Australia. Averaging 10.5 points, almost 8 rebounds a game. Got them both. And we have ourselves a 2-possession game with 3 minutes to go.
Huge free throws right there by Condon. On the road, hostile environment. 3 minutes to go.
The last time Florida was as close as 6 points was when Georgia led 6-0.
They've grinded it back into a game right now.
Lawrence.
Houck not letting the ball get to Asa Newell. Great defense.
Shot clock at 5. Absent at the logo. Left it short. Condon the rebound. One and done for the Dogs. 2:28. They're going to say over and back. Pat Adams stops. I don't know that he had a foot over the line. Watch him get airborne.
Wow. You know, unless
The play is under review.
that would be the most acrobatic save of a backcourt
This is an
violation.
inadvertent whistle. It's going to be Blues basketball.
There you go.
I don't think anybody had a definitive look at it, so they can't really
It
make
just looked odd.
Yeah.
It looked like something
Yeah.
happened. It had to be a violation there. You had an official right there at the half-court line. Well, coach is trying to get that extra timeout.
So just an inadvertent whistle will give it right back to Florida with 23 on the shot clock. And Georgia looked like they had them on their heels.
That pressure defense up front creates some issues. Now they got to get it over the timeline. Here they do.
Clayton gets a screen, deep three, got it! 3-point game, timeout. Todd Golden jumps on the court, says he wants a timeout. It's a 3-point game with 2:15 to go.
Well, the way he can shoot it, you've got to respect that from Walter Clayton Jr.'s. Not anyone better than him being able to shoot with distance, and you see Absent just too far on a guy who's, you know he's going to come out aggressive, right? He's their best player, scorer, shooter. And that to him, that's a great look. I mean, you would say, okay, 3-4 feet behind the three-point line, but he's catching it in rhythm, coming off that screen.
Florida on an 8-0 run over the last 114. Clayton up to 15 points. He and Richard the only two Gators in double figures, as Richard has 30, a career high. On the flip side, Demery with 19, Lawrence 14, Asa Newell with a dozen. The three players for Georgia in double figures. But this will be some sort of comeback. Gators down 26 in the first half. Have cut it to 3.
And you think they're 12 of 22 from the free throw line right now. Gators have missed 10 free throws in this game. Now, if you're Georgia, shot selection here, you got to get up a good one. Don't force it. Run your offense. You've had success. Obviously, going to look for Asa Newell, Silas Demery on that high ball screen.
The last time Gators came back from a deficit somewhat similar to this, they trailed, guess who? This Georgia team back in February of 2020. They trailed by 22 in that game. They ended up winning 81-75. Georgia trying to snap a 12-game losing streak to Florida. It's the longest streak in this series. Take it away. Here's Condon in the open floor. Oh, pushed in the back and a foul on Absent. And you wonder if that might move to a flagrant one on a push on the back or on a player unabated to the basket. And that's kind of what Todd Golden's saying.
You'd imagine they would look at it.
It's not a whole lot there.
No.
It wasn't. I think that.
Now,
They will go look at it, but I don't know that there was enough.
It didn't seem like
intent
to hit him in the small of the back. Now it did look like Condon, a big fella moving at that rate of speed, might not be as on balance as.
Yeah, it's just going to be a basketball play.
I hate seeing those guys fall like that.
Crowd voicing their displeasure with the foul in general.
Right. That's
there wasn't a whole lot of contact, but there was certainly enough in full speed.
Their English professors must be very proud of their creativity in the language. But again, Georgia, do not force that pass. You've got to be smarter to understand that denial of the ball, especially up high.
Got it to bounce home, and it's a 1-point game, 1:52 to play. Lawrence from the corner, no good. Tapped around a couple of times, right back to Lawrence. That won't go. Scramble for the ball. LeFew, Demery for three, no good. Long rebound to Richard. Off to Clayton. The Gators have never led. They do now. 79-78. 1:19 to play.
Please welcome to the court for the Dogs, R.J. Godfrey.
Timeout, Georgia.
Timeout, Georgia. It is a Bulldogs 30 seconds.
While we got a second, catch our breath. Let's get you to the studio. Alyssa.
Yeah, y'all definitely need to catch your breath. Meanwhile, for those looking for Tennessee LSU Slay, we have it on in the studio. You can find it on the app, and we will get you out to Baton Rouge as soon as this game goes final. Guys, back out to Athens.
Wow.
Wow. So, I mean, Georgia got three good looks. Yeah. Really good looks with a minute and a half left. Couldn't convert. Then you have a long rebound off of a long Silas Demery three. Georgia bigs running the floor. I mean, Hauk and Condon, these guys can get up and down at their size. It's impressive.
This would be Florida's largest comeback. They trailed, we told you, the 22 they trailed by to Georgia in 2020. They also trailed by 22 in 1993 against South Carolina and came back to win that one. 79-78. The Gators are on a 12-0 run. Georgia has gone 348 without a point.
We'll see in the previous possessions, Georgia's put Newell on the block in that mid-post area and had Absent up at the top of the key. Florida's denied both of those plays.
Taken away. Martin fouled. He's heading to the free throw line. Another turnover for Georgia. That is their 17th of the game.
Elijah Martin. Looks like he was hiding behind. He just steps right in front of Dakota LeFew. And one of the things, when you're running a three-quarter court sort of trapping, 1-2-2 and 1-3-1, the size of Will Richard, he's got great length to just affect the sight, the vision that Tyron Lawrence had.
Martin at the line. Misses it. Martin now 1 of 3 at the free throw line, a 73% foul shooter. Lou Kane about to check back in.
Please welcome back to the court for the Dogs,
Lawrence will take a seat for the Dogs. 68 seconds to play. Martin with just 7 points. Again, the Gators 14 out of 25 at the line tonight. Got that one. 2-point game.
You see the length of Will Richard there. It's tough to see around him.
Almost another turnover.
Good job by Newell coming to the basketball, though.
Demery. Back to Blue Kane. They leave him open for 3. Got it! Dogs back out in front by 1. Dump it inside. Newell knocks it away. Gottfried has it. He's fouled. Blue Kane, who has not played a bunch in the second half, comes up clutch.
Now, who made that play was R.J. Godfrey. He had the decision. He could have cut directly to the basket. Silas Demery could have thrown it to him, but he turns and sets that screen to get Blue Kane open on the wing. What a pick by R.J. Godfrey. Great design by Coach Mike White to get that open look for Blue Kane.
Godfrey 62% at the line, 2 of 2 tonight. Calmly buries that
Please welcome back to the court for the Dogs, Tyron Lawrence.
Tyron Lawrence checks in for the few. Georgia with 1 timeout remaining. Florida has 1 timeout. Both teams in a double bonus. Oh, the friendly roll inside Stegman Coliseum. Richard off the mark. Newell the rebound. He's fouled. So Asa Newell, the freshman.
Asa Newell will represent the Dogs at the line, shooting 2.
Maybe the biggest free throws of his young career. He is 2 out of 4 at the line tonight. 76% on the year. Two-possession game. Clayton. Richard. Elevates, fires, no good. Newell the rebound. They will foul him in a hurry. And the Dogs 10.2 seconds away from the biggest win of their season when they needed it most.
Talking to Coach White today at practice, he saw that Auburn game, right? We're right there. 1 or 2 plays in the last few minutes of the game. Georgia does enough. Blue Kane makes a huge 3. Then they come down and get a big defensive stop. 2 big plays in the last minute.
Five-point game. Florida had the lead at 80-78. Georgia has rattled off 7 straight since then.
You think we're going to get the storming of the court?
Something tells me that that's a possibility.
Can we get Coach Kirby Smart over here to help protect us?
I just saw Coach Smart head for the
Oh, he did? Coach, you gonna leave us out here with the Spike squad? It'll be interesting to see how they control the Spike squad.
Josh Brooks, Georgia's athletic director, who was trying to tell his students here, wait till Florida leaves the court and then storm all you want.
Can you tell him wait till we leave the court?
Yeah, exactly.
I just got a spike in the back of my head.
And by the way, Kirby Smart's, he didn't leave. Kirby's right down here on the bench. He did not. I thought he got it. He's going to be a part of it.
He's going to be a part of it. He's going to tackle somebody.
This is the Gators.
And Georgia knew what they had to do.
See, he stuck around.
He's stuck around. He's excited about this. He's been in his playing days involved in just about anything you can imagine.
Well, they've said it 3 times now. We'll see if they hold true. Now, look, there's still 10.2 seconds. We've seen crazier things. I know Reggie Miller isn't in the building.
That's right. But you're right. You know, you've got 10.2, down 6 points right now. Quick 3, foul, or a steal. I've said it many times how difficult it is just to get the basketball in with
Here's Clayton, deep 3.
Oh, my.
He is fouled by Gottfried on the 3. That'll stop the clock with 6.4 seconds. The worst case scenario for Georgia just happened.
And he almost made that, too. Now, what a play by Houck. Was that Houck that saved the basketball? That may... If you see Thomas Houck on that sideline catch the basketball, throw it back to Walter Clayton, that is a big-time play. So now he gets 6.4. No timeouts for Georgia.
Georgia's been careless with the basketball today. I mean, they have 17 turnovers. So,
well, you get a 5-second violation. You get a steal kickback for a 3.
So Gottfried is done. Dylan James will check in for Gottfried.
Now the key for Georgia here, getting the basketball inbounds. You've got to move strong towards the basketball.
Walter Clayton Jr. to the line for the Gators. 3 shots.
So Walter Clayton Jr., 87% at the line, though. 3 of 5 now. Well, you think about some of these missed free throws for Florida, too.
Missed opportunities.
Needs this one. Got all 3. Gators will use their final timeout. It is a 1-possession game.
This scenario, we talked about 5-second violation. Steal. Kick back for a 3. Quick foul. If you foul immediately, say 6 seconds left on the clock, you get missed free throws. 6 seconds enough to get up a good shot. And there goes Coach Kirby Smart. His son is carrying a blue cane around. Don't blame him. For protection, maybe we should get a couple of blue canes. We can get a couple blue canes.
Kirby said, you know what, I was gonna do this, but then I thought better of it. He looked around and was like,
we'll catch the end on the SEC network in the back. What do you think about that?
Now, I'll say this, though. The Dogs got to inbound this basketball.
And the pressure that Florida, the length, you got 7'1", Micah Hanlock is going to be on the basketball. So that's great length. You look at the speed, quickness that Florida's put out there right now. Thomas Houck, Aberdeen, Elijah Martin. Again, no timeouts for Georgia.
Following the Gators
And the other side of it, too, is if you're Georgia, you want to get the basketball in the hands of your best free throw shooter.
There's been 100-something SEC games this year, and there's only been one overtime game. Ole Miss, Mississippi State. Inbounds pass to Demery. He's quickly fouled. He'll need to go down, take care of business. Demery, 82% at the line. He is 12th in the conference in free throw percentage.
And the other advantage Florida has is that great size and length, so you don't really have to worry about a missed free throw and offensive rebound situation by Georgia.
Got the front end, and Georgia can take a deep breath now with 5.5 seconds.
And that's what you want from your starting point guard. He's going to have his basketball in his hands at the end of games, knowing he's going to get fouled, step up, make some big free throws to win it.
Demery with 20 points. Georgia by 5.5 seconds left. The Dogs in the next 4 out group will certainly move in to the first 4 out group. We'll wait to see how things play out the next couple of days to see where this win will add up. It is such a fluid situation. But Georgia really had to have this one to stay in the conversation.
Well, there's no question they've taken care of business. As you look down the schedule now for Georgia, you see this. It looks like Asa Newell got that fingertip on it. Georgia at Texas, at South Carolina, and they host Vanderbilt. So you get a quad 1 at Texas opportunity. You never know how at South Carolina will shake out at the end of the season, if that's a 1 or a 2, and certainly Vandy will be a quad 1. And credit Coach White, his staff, his players knew what they had to do. They came out at the beginning of this game. I was so impressed with it, and they attacked. They took the first good shot, right? Coach Mike White talks about that, where they turn down shots. Certain players where he wants them to be aggressive. They did that at the beginning. They set the tone. I mean, they go up 26.
Yeah.
And I realized Florida takes the lead in the second half. However, it was 2 big plays. The Blue Cane 3 coming out of a timeout, just a well-run play, hits the 3, and then they get a defensive stop at the other end, and then they come back and make their free throws.
After the review, the call is reversed. It's going to be Blues ball with 4.1 on the game clock.
I got that one right.
Following the review, it will be 4.1 seconds on the game clock. Florida basketball.
The Gators came in having won 6 straight, 9 of their last 10. But Georgia just jumped on them from the get-go, led 39 to 13. Tapped around, Newell with the rebound, and this will do it. The Bulldogs had to have it, and they got it.